What's up guys, Wolf here. UMBRA Initiative is the new gear set that we received in TU16, the latest update. From the PTS and from our testing, the community has mixed feelings about the gear set. Some mixed reviews, some pros and cons, and I don't think everyone's really happy with how the set actually turned out. For me, I feel like there are a lot of interesting ways we can use this build, like for example, making use of the high RPM for being able to shoot a double barrel shotgun in PvP, or for getting pestilence ticks on the enemies. There are many ways you can use this, and the great thing about this set is not only do you get high crit damage and RPM, but you also get a lot of healing, quite insane amounts of armor regeneration, even if you spec into all reds. So there's high survivability and high damage. It just depends on where you're using it and how you use it. I believe personally that this gear set can be very useful. It's not something that I will be using all the time, I don't think, but I wanted to make this build for you guys. This is the best way I think to run the new gear set currently in the game. I will be tuning my builds and changing them up, and I will update you guys if I do so on any of the builds that I will drop as soon as, well, since TU16 has come out. So one thing I want to talk about with a setup with the UMBRA Initiative gear set is the fact that I'm seeing a lot of people use this with SMGs. So let's quickly talk about that for a second. I'll give you guys a brief overview of the build. You can watch some gameplay as always, and then we'll come back and go through the build in full detail. So when we look at a set like this, let's have a look at how it works. So 15% crit chance. Off the bat, you can tell this gear set isn't completely designed for SMGs. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because if you look at Hunter's Fury, now Hunter's Fury is a far superior build if you're going to be using SMGs or shotguns. That is to say in PvE. In PvP, this set is very powerful. I will be dropping PvP variations of this build. In PvP, that's a different story, but we're talking about PvE today. I don't believe that if you're making an SMG or a shotgun build, any kind of close range build, you should be using this gear set. There are some diminishing returns if you stack too much crit damage. For example, if you use the exotic SMG, that gives you over 200% crit damage. You will get huge amounts of diminishing returns, and it's not worth it. So the reason why that is as well is because when we have a look at the way you have to play, you're in cover. Yes, it does stay a bit longer now. You do retain the main stacks for quite a while, but you're going to have to keep going back and forth into cover. It can be quite clunky, especially from close range, and the damage and the power of Hunter's Fury is just too good. So I would not really recommend in PvE to be using this gear set with a shotgun or an SMG. Now, the great part about this build is we can stack a huge amount of RPM, and I have paired it with one of the best LMGs in the game. I wanted to make an LMG setup with this gear set. So the 3-piece, we get reload speed. That is perfect with LMGs as well, and it's perfect with the one that we're going to be using in this video. So from the shadows is what we're going to mainly be focusing on. I'm not going to be using the bag because the bag has been buffed and it does give us quite a lot of healing, but we don't need that much healing from the bag because we're going to go all red. So the scaling of it is really off if we were going to go for the bag. So I recommend going for the bag if you're higher blue or you need more survivability or more armor regen. So while in cover, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give 1% crit damage increase and 0.3% RPM. Very high amounts of RPM. Buff does not apply while shooting from cover. You stack it in cover, you come out of cover, you get that RPM and crit damage buff. So while out of cover, agents lose 2 stacks per second at normal speed and 1 stack per second of sprinting. While out of cover and in combat, gain takes 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give 0.8% armor regen when it is consumed. Stacks consume 10 stacks per second only in cover. So the way that I normally play with this is you're in cover. You get the stacks, come out of cover, you fire off your magazine, you go back into cover, you regain the stacks you've lost, and then you heal yourself. Rinse and repeat. It works really well. Now you can utilize this with, in a close range situation, because as it says, if you're sprinting, you retain the stacks. You can keep the stacks very well. It's dependent on you, but I think using an LMG like this from range is a bit better and it's more powerful. You guys will see what I mean. Give this setup a try. So with the chest piece, we're going for this because why? Increases max stacks from the shadows from 50 to 100 and stack gain from 10 to 20. Must have. We have gone for this. Now I have not gone for the backpack because Memento for a solo build is too good. And the backpack increases max light stacks from into the light. This is going to give us that healing, which I'm not too worried about for this build. I will be making different variations. So simple, we've got the 4-piece and contractor's gloves, which is perfect damage to armor. And we have got LMG damage for our main primary weapon and LMG. Then memento, you guys know how this works. We get over 30,000 regen, over 30% weapon damage, and some skill efficiency, which is really, really good. So it's 3% regen as well, which scales to about just over 30%. So sorry, 30,000 with 2 blues on the setup that I have now, 1.1 million armor, similar to my last build I posted. The weapon I'm going to be using, and trust me guys, I've tried almost all the guns. I can tell you one thing though, the Pestilence works really well with this setup. That RPM allows you to get those stacks up. It's great. The problem is the ticks don't stack off of, or they don't stack off of crit damage. Therefore, baseline weapon damage is more beneficial. So there are better builds out there for Pestilence. So I have gone for the Sleipner, guys. It works incredibly well. Now you can use whatever gun you want, any LMG. This works really well because we can blitz through our magazine so incredibly fast, and Perfect Frenzy, guys, gives us extra rate of fire and weapon damage as well. So watch the gameplay. You're going to really love how this gun feels. You can just have normal Frenzy on a GR9 or anything else, MG5, but this gun is absolutely insane. We already have 800 RPM. We're stacking all of that fire rate, and we're getting so much damage. This will be one of the funnest builds you'll ever use with this gun, especially utilizing this weapon. So enjoy the gameplay, guys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and we'll get back soon to go through the build in full detail.
Engaging targets. Hostiles.
Confirming that Puck is down. Good work.
If there's anything here, we'll know.
Roadblock has been neutralized.
Stop that! Stop that shit!
Medical assistance needed. Rogue airburst seeker mine detected. Hostile airburst seeker mine detected. Serious trauma detected.
Chem launcher deployed! Grenade out! I'll get this thing!
Rogue agent eliminated.
So the specialization that we're going to be using is going to be Gunner. The main reason for that is because we do get some armor on kill, which is great. We also generate ammo. You guys know how the specializations work by now. But the main thing is because we get that extra magazine. Now, you can use whatever specialization you want. It's completely up to you. But as you can see, we get the plus 50 rounds, the large pouch. The armor on kill also does help, especially playing solo. We got the regen and the armor on kill. I think our armor on kill on this build, even though we haven't spec'd into that, is over 100,000, which is really, really good, plus over 30,000 regen. So with a setup like this, it's completely up to you how you want to be, speccing this. You can go for headshot damage. That actually scales really well, but it's going to be a matter of hitting your headshots. With this gear set, there are many different ways you can run it, but personally, I believe this is the way that I'm going to be running it all the time in PvE. So we get all of that RPM, all that damage, all that crit damage, and we get memento, we get the contractor's gloves. It just works really, really well, and I'm sure you guys can see that. So the statistics that we have so far, baseline crit damage is 93%. This goes up exponentially, goes up by huge amounts, and we also have a lot of armor damage. 57% crit chance, which is nice because this gear set comes with some crit chance. Very, very good. So the way that I've run this is I've spec'd into critical hit chance, which I think is probably one of the best ways to do it. The reload speed works really well with LMGs as well, just mentioning that as well, like what I spoke about earlier. So I've got crit chance and a crit damage modification on the mask. The chest piece, I've got crit damage and a crit damage modification. Then the holster, weapon damage and crit chance. The gloves, contractors, crit chance. Then the knee pads, we've got crit chance as well. Try get your crit chance to at least 54%. Then memento, this is, you guys know this. This is just perfect for solo play. If you don't want to be using this solo and you want to be using it in a team, very simple. What I would recommend is go for potentially a Cheska bag with vigilance, or go for a Grupo bag with vigilance, depending on how much crit chance you actually have. It's up to you. Just swap it out for something like that. That would work. Vigilance would be really, really good with this for extra damage. So I think with the skills, now I've got a decoy. You guys know duration and health would be really, really good. Then the defender drone, I think we have got some interesting modifications here. Let's take a look. Deflect, duration, health. I don't have any mods here. I don't know what else you can put here, but just put the best mod that you have got. So let's take a look at the stats and I can showcase the build in a bit more detail. Like I said, the stats do lie at the moment because the build is a lot stronger than what you can see on paper. So let me quickly showcase to you guys how this build works and how much fun or why this is so much fun. So we've got elites right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase to you. Now remember, we don't have memento stacks, guys. So when we put the target over here and we go into cover, you can see we're stacking up the damage, so the RPM and the damage. Because of the chest piece, it stacks really quick. It's max stacked. And as you can see, we can retain the stacks really well, especially when we're sprinting. So it's actually really, really good. Then take a look at the RPM. As you can see, with no memento stacks, that's a lot of damage. So let's take a look now with the actual buff itself from the LMG. Look at this. It's really fun. Oh, it's so powerful and so much fun, guys. Once you get memento stacks, you are going to just... This could be the favorite build amongst the community for RPM, because you guys know how much we love the 3-piece striker with the RPM. This build works incredibly well, and I actually really enjoy it. Now, just to showcase to you, you can rewind the video if you want, but let me quickly show you without any stacks, the actual talent itself, because it does make a difference. I was a bit skeptical saying, well, what if it didn't have a difference? Take a look. So it does. It's quite a lot of difference in RPM. So you can see. So honestly, guys, this is one of the funnest builds to use in the game right now. I genuinely do enjoy it. I don't think it's the most overpowered setup. Like I said before, if you're going to be running a close range build, Hunter's Fury is just too good. Not just because of the amplified damage, but the armor on kill, the health on kill, the disorient that it does. It's just a lot stronger. So I would recommend using this build with an AR, an LMG. A rifle as well works. You can use anything like that. Any build that makes use of RPM, reload speed, that initial boost of crit chance and the crit damage. So make sure you guys, please let me know in the comments down below how you're going to set this up. I will be making PvP variations of all of these. Also, the busy little bee gives you a lot of damage, so try and grind that. I got to level 90, I think, in about 3 or 4 hours doing level 10 of the summit. Basically, you go to level 10 on normal, then you go back to the lobby, put all the directives on. I think I put it on heroic, put like a pistol shield build on, and then just farm level 10. When it says completed level 10, you kill yourself with grenades, then you respawn, rinse and repeat. You get like a level every run. So it's really, really good, really efficient. That's how I got my levels up so much. There's no need for me to make a video because we've done that many times in the past. So let me know what you guys think of this build in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace out.